So this gaming laptop apparently has a feature built into it that can't be found in any other laptop on the market. But does that make it a useful feature? Well, let's find out. This is the 2024 Aura 16X, and spec-wise, it's packing an Intel Core i9-14900HX processor and an NVIDIA RTX 4070 140-watt GPU, up to 64 gigs of 5600 DDR5 memory, although out of the box it comes with 32 gigs, as well as multiple Gen 4 M.2 NVMe storage slots. So spec-wise, these components are about as cutting edge as you can get inside of a laptop. But what you can't find in any other laptop can actually be found on the backside of this Aura 16X. You see, design-wise, Gigabyte appears to be redefining or reimagining what it means to be a gaming laptop. With a typical one, you might expect to find an RGB keyboard or maybe translucent keys for FPSs or RPGs alike. And we do see those with the Aura 16X here as well. But what I bet you wouldn't expect to find in a gaming laptop is an RGB ghost beam projection of the company's logo right on top of your table. This is a whole new level of RGB aesthetic, one that Aorus claims is the first of its kind in any type of gaming laptop, which does make the laptop come off as super unique, and honestly reminds me of those fancy sports cars where you open the door and you see the logo projected onto the ground, which is actually kind of hilarious because if you look at the design specs of the Aura 16X, guess what? The laptop's design inspiration was quite literally supercars, which seemed to have influenced its exterior chassis and aerodynamics? I'm not sure about that one, but one of the reasons that I think Aorus is such an interesting brand to follow is because their product designers seem to take inspiration from the most absurd places. Either that or they're just great at making up lore. To show you what I mean, let's play a quick game. I'm gonna read snippets of 5 product descriptions, and your job is to pick the one out of those 5 that is an official Aorus product description, so written by the company itself. The other 4 will be gibberish that I've come up with. All right, you ready? I'll also include what product it's for, if that'll help you. All right, this is for the CV27 monitor. The design concept is to recreate the chill of an assassin watching his target with his sharp eyes in the dark, and use clean and simple outlines to recreate the moment he dives through the air, wind flapping through his clothes, and strikes his target. This one's for the X67E Aorus Extreme motherboard. Objects that cross the boundaries of spatial dimensions disintegrate and burst with energy, streaming throughout all spaces of the Aorus black hole, thus connecting and interweaving the product identity image of various Aorus products. All right, X299X motherboard. Samurai's clean and wild cuts make every stroke with the most devoted slash. With the mind of a wild samurai and a pencil in their hands, designers incorporated the most devoted experience accumulated from generations into the product itself. All right, the next one's from the Z790 Aorus motherboard. In the Aorus mysterious universe, a huge energy overflows from the gap, emitting an aura of Aorus power in the huge universe space, waiting for the user to trigger all of the power of the Aorus universe. I don't even know what that one means. Okay, and last but not least, this one's for the Aorus beacon, that little projector beam that we just talked about. The patented Aorus beacon ambient projection light is crafted to endow a divine aura to the eagle deity, quietly revealing the name of Faith onto the desktop. Okay, so which of those 5 do you think is an official Aorus documented product description? Well, the answer is, it's kind of a trick question. All of those are an official Aorus product description. They just come up with the craziest lore. It's absolutely absurd. And I'm not even kidding. I'll go ahead and leave a link so you can read through like all of these product descriptions. There's like 50 more that are equally as absurd. If these product designers are actually sitting around a room thinking about assassins and eagles and like ninjas while they're designing this tech, I would absolutely love to get a peek into that design process. But at the end of the day, we get the final result, you know? And honestly, after reading through some of those, the sports car inspiration from the Aura 16X all of a sudden feels super tame compared to black holes, you know? So with that in mind, let's go ahead and actually take this for a spin and see if the Aura 16X actually games like it feels to drive a sports car. Like I said earlier, internally we're working with an RTX 4070 and an i9 processor along with some DDR5 RAM. So despite it all being compacted down into this laptop form factor, this thing is actually performing really nicely and looks great on the 165Hz QHD Plus display, particularly because it has this 91% screen to body ratio. Now, this short-term performance is pretty nice, but something that I always look at when interacting with laptops is how its power consumption and heat dissipation evolves over time. Because really, that's the main constraint with a laptop form factor, right? You have this extra challenge of heating and cooling parts where in a desktop computer, you have a little bit more leeway. Just because a laptop's able to cram together a bunch of high-end components doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be able to cool them effectively enough to prevent throttling throughout a single gaming session. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and take a look at the Aura 16X's thermal solutions. And given Aorus's lore of ninjas and assassins, You better believe that they're calling this something intense.
Wind Force Infinity.
Essentially, inside the laptop, there are 4 sets of exhaust fans and 2 sets of intake fans connected with the metal piping. But on top of that, they do end up using phase change material as the paste in between the components themselves and these metal pipings. And now this is actually a good sign for cooling because phase change materials are really great at transferring heat. This probably isn't exactly what they use, but for a visual representation, here we go. Here you can see that this paste is solid at room temperature, but when the CPU heats up, the paste liquefies and covers all the gaps in between that and the heatsink in order to suck out as much heat from the CPU as possible to take it somewhere else, out of the laptop. And it's actually kind of interesting. They have one dedicated cooling area right below the WASD keys on the keyboard. I mean, it just goes to show that Gigabyte and Aorus are thinking so specifically of these gaming use cases, which I don't know, I give them a lot of credit for thinking of things like this. And using it's actually pretty wild. You can feel a stark difference of temperature when you're using the WASD keys versus, typing on, say, the arrow keys or something. But will something that small impact your day-to-day life? I mean, honestly, maybe if you end up playing a lot of video games on the road and your hands get sweaty, this has a cool zone right underneath it. But okay, now looking at this Wind Force Infinity cooling package all together, here's what the cooling sounds like at 100%. You can definitely hear it, but it also means that it's cooling your components at as max as possible. With our cooling at 100%, we can go ahead and run some simultaneous CPU and GPU stress testing. So we can, put this under as much load as you can reasonably expect it to have. On the CPU side, we'll go ahead and spin up Prime 95, and on the GPU side, we'll go ahead and spin up a Heaven benchmark. And after about an hour of this stress testing, you can see that, yep, the Wind Force is able to keep up with both the 4070 and the i9. That's honestly pretty reasonable. Gigabyte themselves have actually baked in a few AI features directly into the laptop. First, they have a tool that can automatically detect which game you're playing on screen and then find the optimal overclocking settings to help increase performance for that particular title. Now, that's pretty cool and something that I want to touch on in a future video. It seems like Nvidia and these tech companies are going down this really cool path of making overclocking super accessible and just saying like, hey, let us know what you want us to optimize. We'll tweak all the settings on the backside so you don't actually have to know how to overclock. But if you tell us what you're looking to do, we can make it happen. And as a result, it seems like this AI Nexus tool is increasing performance for certain titles up to 10%. Currently, they have around 400 game titles that work with Nexus AI, although I can't find an exact list of games. So if I do find that, I'll go ahead and leave it in the description down below. Now, Gigabyte has also deployed their very own version of Stable Diffusion directly into this control center, which might sound a little weird at first, but as soon as you realize that it runs offline and locally on your machine, it starts to sound a little cool. You don't have to worry about internet access or privacy concerns. Really, you can freely explore this entire AI Gen model at your leisure. And the last custom AI tool that I'll talk about is that the battery of the Aorus 16X has additionally been trained with AI to dynamically adjust its performance based on what you're actually using it for. And honestly, this is something that I've never really thought about. But for example, if you're just browsing the web on your laptop or, entering data into a spreadsheet, the Aorus 16X won't actually use the 4070. It'll use the integrated graphics inside of the i9 chip. And in doing so, it's actually way more power efficient. You don't have to spend all this extra energy spinning up the GPU and cooling it off. That said, as soon as you switch over to, say, playing Fortnite or some other video game, all of a sudden that 4070 kicks into action and is seamlessly transitioned from the integrated graphics to the dedicated graphics. Doing this in general is, I think, is a really cool concept, and you can see how you can optimize the problem to make it the most efficient over time, and that's what Gigabyte has trained its AI model to help optimize. Which means as you use this laptop, you're actually constantly switching between the Intel and the NVIDIA graphics, which is actually kind of cool. But okay, what else does the Aorus 16X have in store? Let's go ahead and take a look at the inputs and outputs. So on the right side of the laptop here, we can see that the Aorus 16X has a Type A USB Gen 2, a Type C USB Gen 2, a micro SD slot, plus an audio jack. And on the left side, we can find a power port, a dedicated Ethernet port, an HDMI 2.1 slot, another Type A USB Gen 2, and finally a Type C with Thunderbolt 4. And if you remember from earlier, along the backside, we had that beam projector that showed the Aorus logo. So we're not gonna find any ports back here, although I kind of wish that the power port was in the back, but I'll touch on that later. Overall, this laptop is very clearly a premium product, both from, internally the spec sheet and from the product design itself. One more thing about the design of the laptop that gives it kind of a more premium feel is these really subtle iridescent accents which glimmer in the light thanks to some of this fancy nanoprint lamination. Like if you look at this back logo from different perspectives, you can see it has like a whole array of colors in there. Apparently this is the same technology that they use to actually imprint these silicon chips with information. Now this laptop's MSRP is priced priced around $1,900, which is a premium price tag, and with it you would hope that it could handle everything that you throw at it. And for me, at least throughout this testing, it has. With these kind of laptops, I personally find myself using them more for actually productivity tasks than for gaming tasks, but the nice thing about having these higher end components is that, well, my editing tools like DaVinci Resolve end up working seamlessly on the i9 processor. Compared to its predecessor, the Aorus 15X, which came out last year, the 16X is even more compact while featuring an even larger screen size. I mentioned this briefly, but there are only 3mm bezels around the edges of this screen, which is pretty crazy. And the laptop does additionally support Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos, so for any Dolby approved content, it looks, striking. When I was initially reading about this laptop when it got announced at CES earlier this year, I was actually thinking that it was going to be overwhelmingly gaming, because it has a projector beam that shows an RGB logo outside of your laptop. That's pretty insane. But honestly, after using it for a couple of weeks now, it seems to strike this balance of professionalism and gamer. I mainly appreciate that it's not super bulky. I feel like some gaming laptops are just overly large so they can cool these high-end components, but this one I still feel like I can throw in my backpack and just carry it around super easily. So definitely a plus. I'm also not the biggest fan of this decal right here on the trackpad that runs over into the body of the laptop. It's like the one design decision that doesn't sit right with me. I kind of just want to wipe it away. And as much as I love the RGB ghost beam projector out the back, which is really cool, I do wish you could plug the power into the back of the laptop, and I feel like that kind of prevents it from doing so. I mean, it's definitely a personal preference, but I tend to like when laptops can get plugged into power from the backside because it hides the wire so much better. But regardless, with that, I would love to know your thoughts on this laptop. Do you think the beam is cool? Would you use this in your day-to-day carry? Let me know. A huge thank to Aorus for sponsoring this video. I'll go ahead and leave some information about the Aorus 16X specifically in the description down below. With that, I've been Mr. Yeaster, your tech tinkerer, and I'll catch you in the next one.